Babe, that's copyright. Check 1, 2. Okay, I'm clear. All right. Check 1, 2. Good. Someone tell the truth. Can you hear me nice and clear? Nice and clear. Check 1, 2. Thank you, Miss Tell the Truth. What's up, everybody? I'm just giving people a chance to come in. Just bear with me. Check 1, 2. Yep. What's up, Mary? How you be? Hey. What's up, Egyptian? What's up? Baby, look at this. No, I said, look at this. I text you. What's up, Yaya? What's up, Egyptian? How y'all doing? Check 1, 2, 2. I'm waiting for all my guests to get in here. I got a few guests that's gonna be on this live stream. Talk about Mental Health Awareness Month, May. Make sure you grab something to drink, something to eat, go to the bathroom. You might not want to miss nothing. But most likely you take your phone with you. Who doesn't? Congratulations, Murray. I think you said something about getting married and moving and stuff. Congratulations. Is the mic pick up everything? I mean everything. Everything. Once everybody come in, all the guests that I got coming on here talking about May Mental Health Awareness Month. What's up, TC? Make sure you share the live stream. Share the live stream. ATL Shorty is the one that wants us to do this. I'm waiting on her, Leilani, of you, Risa, a couple people, TC. Just waiting on them. That's why I said, if you got something to do real quick, go do what you got to do. Come right. Trying to get this thing to work on this. Yeah. What time is it? Hold on, I see it. I'll just make sure to check. Is my phone number on there or your phone number? Or my dad? Just in case they call. You say look out the door? For real? Did you? Hold on, y'all. My dad wanted to. Okay. All right. Yeah. Make sure you share this live stream. Share the live stream, please. Share the live stream. Hey, Leilani, did you contact the people that said they wanted to get on the panel with us? ATL Shorty, one of y'all. They don't want to start until they pop up. It don't matter if I went live first. I just want to get it started because I had 7:30, and then they're gonna pop up. I ain't started the thing yet. I'm just waiting on everybody to come up. Oh man, my nose. Sinus ain't no joke when it comes to this pollen. Be awake for these people after. I mean, you sending that? It's ATL Shorty, you gonna click that link? Come on, man. Make sure you share the live stream out. Please share the live stream. Somebody might be going through something we don't know. Or they might know somebody going through it. Or it might be them. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Get on Facebook, but I'm click the link, ATL. Down. Share it out, and I just hit the wrong button. Share. Copy and paste. easiest thing to do is work. That's it right there. There you go. Man, it took me forever to get that there. Alright, this is about to be like 7:58. 7:48 right now. Well, that people came early, didn't you? Alright. Alright, y'all. Click the link. ATL. What's up, Rico?
good.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get this over here. What's up, everybody? Hold on for 1 second. I can't get this off. I ain't did a stream all in a minute, so it's kind of weird. So,
Yeah, show me I'm both places.
what's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream, y'all. Let me get this set up right. Hold on. All right, all right, all right. Make sure you share the live stream. Like I said, you don't know who else might be going through something. You need to share the live stream. Let everybody know what we're talking about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
Hey. Hey.
Thought I'd wear my green tonight for the mental health awareness month. Even though green is
I thought I thought it was pink.
no, they had green.
It's green. Okay.
Pink is cancer awareness.
Pink is what? Oh, that's right.
Breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't be trying to confuse me, TC, coming up in here. Making me think.
I don't want to stress. I don't want to stress you out. You know.
Making me think.
Okay.
Make sure you guys share the live stream. Please share the live stream. If you want to share the live stream right now, I appreciate it.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Sorry for the inconvenience. All right, so ATL, she wanted to no wait a minute, introduce yourself, damn it.
And look, it's been a long time since I did a stream yard. So I'm ATL Shawty Jabu on all social media platforms. Um, I reached out to Leilani to reach out to DC Lady Lisa to see if we can do something against mental illness. Um, because I feel like mental illness comes in, I keep saying all different shapes, sizes, forms. Like it's not just, um, suicide and things like that. It's depression, it's anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
it's anything you can think of to me um, that I feel like needs to be talked about and discussed because a lot of people don't talk about it, and also a lot of men don't talk about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, me dealing with someone now that is mentally ill and have had a friend like unalive themselves not too long ago. So again, I just feel like this needs to be talked about, so that people know that it's okay not to be okay.
Right. So I'm gonna ask a question like for Leilani, TC, not just ATL, and
Mm-hmm.
anybody in the chat. What is mental health illness? What is it? So we can explain to people that don't know.
Are you asking me that?
Anybody.
Oh, okay. Because
That
also
is.
too, some people might not agree with how I'm expressing, what I feel mental illness is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may not see anxiety or panic attacks or um, just stress or just different things like that. But in my eyes, in my experience, it is, you know. because, like I said, again, a lot of people shy away. They don't want to talk about it, and it it needs to be talked about.
Mhm.
TC, what's
So,
your input?
so well, good evening, everyone. Number one, thank you, DC and DC Kool-Aid and Lisa, for inviting me. And it's really interesting how you all have such awesome colleagues, and I'm grateful for the lady who called you, and everybody kind of links up on what and has discussions on what's very important. This is very important. And to Miss ATL, what was the lady next to me, what's her name?
ATL Shorty Boo.
Oh,
Just
okay,
call her
great.
ATL.
Okay, Shorty Boo, I don't know where. Okay, Shorty Boo. Thank
Uh-oh.
you for following your heart and being obedient to the call. um so for me, my name is TCHBCU Queen TV, and I am my love, my heart is to help young people and parents navigate the whole college process, or whatever, going to school, going to voc ed, whatever. Now, when DC, when you emailed me and I saw this, I was like, wow, now this is definitely an opportunity for a lot of things, because we have young people that go undiagnosed, that go untreated, that go un all the uns.
Right.
Parents don't even know, and or diagnosed, if you want to call it that. And then they go on to college, or they go on in life, they go in the military, they go in to voc ed, they go in wherever they're going to they just go to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know that they have these issues. They don't know how to cope, they don't know how to collaborate, they don't know how to work as a team. And then it's a lot of mayhem. So this, for me, this really fell hard into the things that I'm talking about. And interestingly enough, DC, when you came to visit in in Maryland a couple of weeks back, one of the things I didn't mention was mental health, and that's crazy. I
Right.
think I skimmed over it, but this needs to be, like, we need to have a second day for this. So
Yes.
there's a lot going on as far as the colleges are concerned, young people in high school transitioning, and mental health, mental wellness, all of that. So this is very, very important. And I look at it from education, from a mental health. People need to be educated the right way on these terms. People say, oh, you bipolar, and then they're like, why do you say that? Because they're Gemini. It's like,
Mm.
no, you can't do that. People, this is what people do. So we have to we have to understand what these terms mean. Schizophrenia, manic, what it looks like, and sometimes what it looks like for different people at different times. We need a whole education constantly on these things, and then how to cope, the coping mechanisms. How do you deal with it as the person, myself, and a person who has a loved one? So for me, this is a lot, and I didn't mean to just dump it all there, but
Mhm.
this is a lot, and it's very meaningful, and it's going to take us more than one live to really have the good discourse.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, when ATL bought this, well, Leilani brought it to me that ATL wanted to do this, and I was like, wow, where you
Mm,
go with this? I
yeah.
never done no live this on Lisa level. You know what I'm saying? Where she could talk about more information, where she's gonna get on and say something. So how do you spot signs of mental ill health? How you spot it? Leilani, how do you spot it? Let me ask you.
I mean, you can't necessarily always spot it. There's not always something that's visible. I mean, I suffer from depression. Can you see it? You see me depressed? Do I
Yeah.
show depression? No. I
Right.
hide it very well.
See. But then the question is it good to hide something that you're going through?
It's not good, but people do it because it's been brought into us and told to us that stuff is shameful, and you don't talk about this, and you don't show this, and you just suffer in silence and you don't say anything. That's what we've been told.
Right.
Hey.
So it's like they got okay.
Miss
So right
Lisa.
here say some symptoms: feeling sad or down, confused, thinking, reduced ability to concentrate. But there's a lot that plays a factor. Like Leilani said, you don't see it unless you see somebody down all the time. Somebody that you used to being up. It's like I never seen Leilani depressed or whatever, but out of nowhere she might be quiet or don't say nothing. Then I'd be like, I have to question it. But then do I question it? Do I get in her business? But if I'm a cool, concerned friend, I want to know what's going on so we can figure this out.
Yeah. You get in her business.
Yeah, you have to, because she might not want to, talk about it to nobody else or friend, her family and stuff. But sometimes you need that ear, somebody to listen that don't judge you.
There you go. That's it.
As long as they ain't judging you, and that's a good friend, they ain't gonna tell you no wrong. They gonna try to help you. What you gotta say, babe?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa
Uh,
and Leilani.
I feel,
ATC.
I was just, I feel stuck, like I don't know how to talk. Earlier today, I'm gonna tell y'all something. First of all, let me tell y'all this. I forgot what the day was. Say what? I can turn my mic off because I got my headphones on. My volume is all the way because I want my headphones. Should I turn my mic off?
It sounded
We can hear you.
echoish.
Now we don't hear nobody.
All right, go ahead, say something.
Can you hear me now? No,
Can you hear her?
no.
I
She's
can
too far away.
I can
Hey,
hear
let
her.
me turn my mic on, baby. You mute your thing.
I did mute it, lady.
No, sir. Turn it down, I think. Uh, yeah, I know you, girl. I forgot what the day was.
We can hear. DC, turn your volume down, not the mic, but the actual volume that plays back for you. Turn it down a little bit.
Y'all can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to get rid of that background.
Mhm.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So earlier I was watching, it was a TV show, and it wasn't a reality TV show. It was 911. That's what it was. That's what I was watching, and it was one of the main characters doing a flashback to when her daughter tried to commit suicide, and how she walked into the room and found her unbreathing daughter, you know. And Nick just walked in the room. And y'all know when Nick walked in the room. Come on now. And I've seen something on TV about some parenting and stuff. I had to ask him. He's older, so I asked him, I asked him, had he ever thought about it? And it dawned on me that I'm asking the question on today when we're going to have this panel. And I told him why I asked. I told him because no matter what we do, no matter how much we try to protect our children, protect the people we love, we can't. And as much as we try to deflect from them, there's so much that our kids go through, that our spouses go through, that our friends go through that we don't see, that affects them. And us just, sometimes you got to ask them and not just stop when they say, okay. You doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Don't stop at the fine. Because I told him, I said, I worry about that. I said, because there's so much that I don't know what's going on. That you're going to be bombarded with. I can try to be the best I can be, but I'm only one side of your coin. And that's what I think we get stuck, because we don't want to get in somebody's business, but we don't want to act like we don't care. We want to listen to what people say, but we want to give them space. It's a strange thing when it comes to mental health, because there's so many things that mental health that mental health is an umbrella, and there's so much that's under that umbrella, from depression to bipolar to schizophrenia to addiction. Addiction is a part of that. Addiction is a part of the mental illness, and a lot of times people who have other mental illnesses will use drugs and alcohol to self-medicate, because they're scared to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist, because society has made it so that mental illness is a bad thing. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong. A job won't fix, or a good man won't fix, or you know what I'm saying? They make excuses as opposed to saying, you know what? I might not be crazy, but it's something wrong. So I talked to him and I told him about me. I said, I go through stuff. So 99% of the time I try to hide what I'm going through, because the reality is it is my stuff. And I know there are people out there who care about me. That's that 1%. I don't know if anybody else goes through that. It's that 1%. I know I can talk to my wife. I know I can get on here and talk to the mom squad. But 99% of the time, it's stuff. Sometimes you don't want to put a name to it. Sometimes you're scared of what people will think about you.
I was getting, you know what, Lisa, I was getting ready to just comment on what you just said, that last statement about what people think about you, because there's also been that stigma from the church, especially in the Black community, that you don't get you don't seek a therapist, you don't go to, the psychologist, the psychiatrist. There's a whole lot of stigma around that for years. I mean, like, I think we're probably one of the last groups to really start saying now, okay, it's good. Somebody said, if you're uncomfortable, we can help, or whatever that saying is. So do you all think, and I'm gonna ask you, the panel, is it what Lisa said, 99% of it, the people don't want to admit to it, but is it because, do you think part of it is because of our culture, and that we've been enculturated to not deal with it because we're Christian and we're not supposed to go see a therapist? That's taboo.
It's cultural, it's racial, it's religious, it's familial. You can have an entire neighborhood of people, and the first house on the street will go to therapy. The second house on the street, the mama will go, but the daddy won't. And the third house on the street, they will make excuses for their daughter's sadness. They will make excuses for their son's violence, or vice versa. Some girls can be violent, boys can be sad. But see, that's another thing. What I just did is stereotypical. When we do things because of how we were raised, our traditions, our values, our environment. But it's also stereotypical. The girl will be sad, the boy will be violent. And women can be just as violent, and men can be just as sad. But it's just how we were set up. It's a Black thing. Well, I'm 50. How old am I? 56. I'm 56. And growing up in the South, it's a Black thing too. Black folks don't go to see anybody who has a grandmama, a great grandmama, a hella mama. Ask them how often they see the psychiatrist. Ask them how many times they thought about going to a therapist. Ask them how many times they told their kids that they need to go see one. It's not just what we won't do. It's what we won't do for our kids. And that's That's the thing. You grow up listening to black folks don't do this and we don't do that. We don't go here. That ain't nothing. You know, it's like when ADHD came out.
Mm.
I'm sure that I would have been diagnosed with it. Hell, 99% of my class would have been diagnosed with it. But when it first came out, you just need to beat that baby. They just bad.
They just need a good whooping.
They need a good whooping. They bad. I was too smart for my own good. I would finish the test first. I would finish the work first. Which I guess is a good thing, but it's not a good thing in the class setting when I'm sitting there messing with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sitting there doing stuff. It's when you hear people say, me and DC were talking the other day about discipline and raising kids and things like that, and the things that we keep from our experience and the things that we get rid of. I was a spanked kid. I got my ass whooped. It is what it is. Did it help? No. Did I stop doing what I was? No. It didn't deter me.
That's why she bad now.
Whatever.
That's why she bad.
Mm-hmm.
It did deter me. It didn't. I'm not trying to be funny. It didn't deter me. I don't know what I was looking for. I know that I know looking back as a young woman, as a young girl growing up in the South, looking the way I looked, acting the way I acted, I know somebody needs to sit down and talk to me. But the reality is that mental health has grown. Because back in the day, now think about it, back in the day, if you were say, me and my wife would be in a mental institution if this were the 40s and the 50s because homosexuality was considered a mental disorder.
Oh, yeah.
It was considered a mental disorder.
Yeah.
Religion. And it's coming back, and I wish it wasn't. This resurgence, and people are about to get mad. But if you listen to if you listen instead of the surge of radical Christianity, is going to kill thousands of people.
Yes.
Because it killed thousands of people before. Because what happens is, instead of us taking our children and our spouses and our friends to go talk to somebody, we're going to take them to church. And then church is going to tell them that you need to pray. But then if you don't pray, it must be something wrong with you for God. So you need to do this. But then it's still happening. But it must still be something wrong with you. That's another thing. Instead of taking your baby to a therapist, you take your baby to church. No, you need to understand why your baby's doing it. Church is not going to help you with that. You need to understand why your baby's acting out. You need to understand why your baby is mad all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody mad all the time. I had a funky attitude and a serious want to fight problem when I was growing up, but I still wasn't mad all the time. Why your child is hypersexual?
It might be somebody at that church that's the reason why your child is acting like that, and that's
that is a separate panel.
No, it's not, because they acting like that and they depressed and they acting out because of what's happening from somebody in that church. This is true,
but nobody wants to hear that. The thing about it, and here's another mental illness that I watched played out on social media and on the news. Let's forget social media. Just talk about the news. How you can see the truth. How you can have verifiable, tangible, hand touchable, put on eyeball seeing truth, and you still believe something else. Our children aren't safe in church. They're not. I'm not saying do not expose your children to religion, to Christianity, whatever your religious beliefs are. But an organized church situation, there are predators in there because they know they will be taken care of. That's what people don't understand. It's not because the church is bad, but because of the system of the church, the way it's set up, predators know that they can stay in there, prey
Yes.
on the innocent, and
Yes.
nobody will do anything. They will constantly make excuses. They will move them around instead of, and they will make the child or the, it's not just children, parishioners, young adults, make them feel like it is their fault. They
Their
were
fault.
too sexy. Why
That's
did
right.
you wear that? Why were you alone with him? Why did you do this? As opposed, and instead of saying, you know what, no, we're not just going to fire Pastor so and so. He's going to jail. We're not going to do that. We're going to move him so that now he can prey on the kids over here.
There you go. Boom. There you go.
These children, not just religion, I mean, churches and organized things like that, organize anything that has a leadership base. You're going to have predators hiding in there because they don't do anything about it. And you're going to have all these children having these issues. And these issues are going to be mental health issues and physical issues. And you're not going to do anything because it's not a good look.
Right.
It doesn't look good. Mental health doesn't look good. It ain't sexy. And I know that sounds crazy what I'm saying. It ain't sexy. It don't look good. You can't make it be sexy.
Right.
And I'm not going to take any away from anybody else that has any illnesses, but they'll have, um, you can have cancer or heart disease or diabetes or asthma, and we can have rallies and we can have um, fundraisers, and the actress that has had this or the actor that has that, the singer that has this, the whatever that has that, and they'll make it sexy, and people want to donate money and they want to say this is what I did. We have ribbons, we have this, we have that. But then comes mental illness, and we act like it's 1950,
Say that again one
1850.
more time, Lisa.
We act like it's not. We act like it's 1850. We act like that it ain't sexy, so we shouldn't do anything about it.
Mm.
But if anything, it is one of the most prolific killers because it's silent and it doesn't have it doesn't have anything tangible. You have, and then every year they want to change something. This is not this. I know ATL you deal with severe autism. Every year there's a different cause. They don't know why they cause. They don't know this and that. As opposed to how about, let's not worry about it because we it's gonna come. It's just like everything else. Everything started somewhere. I don't worry what caused it. What can y'all do about it? Let's. I don't need my disorders, my diseases, and my things sexy. I need you to do something about it. Look at the people. Let's look at the actors and the actresses and the prominent people who have taken their lives and people who follow celebrities. I'm not. I mean, I felt bad because hey, I feel bad for anybody losing their parent or their spouse or their child. But I'm not a celebrity thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when Whitney Houston died, people took our work. You know what I mean? But I look at these people and I go, why would you kill yourself? Why would you do that? But I don't know what they're dealing with. But look at them. These are people with everything. And even they ain't gonna talk to nobody. They have the financial ability to go hide, to go off somewhere and hide and change their name and put on a disguise and go talk to 3 psychiatrists a day. And they still didn't. They felt like their only way out was a permanent one. When you look at that, you wonder, shit, what can I do with my living paycheck to paycheck? You do whatever. I told Nick today, I told him, I said, I asked him if he ever thought about it. And I'm not going to divulge exactly what we talked about because that's his story, it's not mine. But I told him the reason I asked is because I need for you to understand that it's okay not to be all right. It's okay not to be able to articulate your thoughts because you don't know which way they're going. But I need for you to know that you can come down here and ramble on for an hour and I got you. And then after that, we'll figure it out. I ask him all the time, baby, do you need to talk to somebody? He said, yeah, I might. I said, well, whenever you get ready, let me know. I told him, I said, but the reason I do that is because I need you to understand that 100% of the time, 7 days a week, 350 days, that's not days, 365 days a year, and however many minutes is in an hour in a day or whatever, I got your back. I told him, I said, first of all, let me tell you what he needs to do. Stay in school for like 3 more days. Because he going to Myrtle Beach for like, his first grown up adult. Woohoo! Beach week. He don't know where Myrtle Beach at. He thought it was in Florida. I'm like, sir. And then somebody said something that made you go, shit, I don't know neither. Is it South Carolina or North Carolina? I knew it was Carolina, but then. But I told him, I said, I said, I need you to understand that on any occasion, at any time, that if anything pop off, that in wherever you at, all you gotta do is send up the bomb signal. Oh, we there. All you got to make sure your phone on. And I think that we say that, but we don't back it up. How many times have you told somebody, if you need me, call me, but you didn't pick up when they call?
Yep, because you don't know what people
don't worry, I'll wait. And I mean, I'm not picking on nobody because we've all done it at one point. Because we've had our own shit dealing. We've had our own stuff we had to deal with.
So I have a question. Leilani said she dealt with depression, and oh, did you? Yeah, I think she said depression. Did you say depression, Leilani?
Shit.
So, you want to share your experience dealing with that?
I'm not sure how I would share it. I don't know what
I
to
mean,
share.
because somebody might be listening that might be going through depression right now. How you handling it, or what you doing? That type of question I'm trying to.
I mean, I'm not doing anything, so I can't give nobody no advice on that.
Okay. So, anything TC, anything you've been through that got to do with mental health issue that you might want to share that help someone that's listening?
Let me see. There was something. Okay, so depression after a loved one passes away.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
You know, a bereavement therapy is good. Different people grieve differently. Some people continue to work and continue to go, 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 and never stop. Maybe they don't have to stop. So it's just different for different people. But then when it gets to a certain point, then you just gotta let go. And it was because of a loved one who passed away. I just clammed up in the shell, and I just couldn't move. I couldn't go anywhere. I was like, I only could do what I could do, and that was just go to work. That was it. And
Right.
then I received something through the email, and it said bereavement counseling. And I looked it up, and I said, wow, okay. And I gave it a try.
Okay. And that helped.
That helped. Oh my God, it helped tremendously. Yes, it did. It's just guilt about life and death. We get bombarded with guilt and fear constantly. I mean, it's a wonder that we're, alive and can still be sane towards each other.
Right.
But Yes, so that did help. That's, that was just another, the bereavement counseling that helped a lot.
Right, because that's because I lost my mom, and Brittany was like, "You might need to see a therapist." But see, I just have I've been seeing a therapist years. I want to say over 20, 30 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. And ever since I went to
Okay.
see a therapist back then, I just I don't see me sitting in no room with somebody staring at me, waiting for me to say something, you know. And I keep saying maybe it's not like that, like it was back then, because
Right.
I need help, you know. I struggle.
Well, now they actually have apps. You don't have to go look at somebody and they're not looking at you. You can turn on a camera if you want to. You don't have to turn on a camera and you can talk to somebody. I haven't done it, but I
Okay.
know that it exists.
Okay, that's good to know. Cause like I said, I went years ago, and when I went, that was the worst experience I ever experienced. I don't even think I finished it out because it's like the lady asks you say something, then she get quiet, and I'm sitting there looking like, "What's next?" You know.
Right.
So
I went to a
Right.
therapist once when I was a teenager, and the therapist, I guess my mom gave him some wrong information. And so told me he wanted me to talk about that wrong information. And I was like, but that didn't happen. And he's like, well, if you aren't going to be honest with me, then I can't help you. And I'm like, well, I'll be honest with you, but that didn't happen. And so
hmm.
I never went back because,
And I
she had given him wrong information and I couldn't make him understand that that's not what happened. So,
yeah, because that's why I say I think I fall under the mental illness when it comes to losing my mom. And I just realized it just now by us talking. That's why I say, when you listen to people talk and hear, what they went through, like TC just shared that, it opened my eyes and say, I might be going through this and didn't know that that's what it is. That's why I say sometimes we have to share things, if you're comfortable, because you never know if somebody else is going through it. And then when they hear it, they like, oh, that's me. So when TC, when you just said that, I'm like, that's me as of right now.
yeah. I have depression from people who have passed, but I also have depression from just different things that have happened in life. I
Right.
suffer from PTSD from crazy stuff that happened in life,
Hmm.
and it just all kind of compounds together.
I get that. I get that. ATL, you want to share anything?
I've been sitting here trying to contemplate how to start or where to start without keeping everybody here all night and day. Um, so my purpose was destiny.
Right.
But again, listening to you guys, like mine started, as growing up myself and things happening, and just life itself. And I grew up and I was depressed and tried to take my life twice, as a teen. The first time I wasn't supposed to make it. Um, so watching destiny go through this now in the hands of doctors is eating me up inside. Like all of this is fresh to me with her.
Hmm.
So I don't want to be emotional, but I am. Because learning everything that I have over the past year and really the past couple of months, Destiny's device that's in her brain has been in 21 years, never replaced. That's why she's mentally ill.
Hmm.
Um, it's like it's mashing down on things in her brain, to where I've had to put her on psych medication. And I, at first, I was hurt, but now I'm hurt. I'm angry. I'm asking all these different doctors, like, what have y'all done to her? What has happened? Um, just learning and just seeing how She was put on the medication about 2.5 years ago. I was watching her decline in the beginning, and she was diagnosed with PTSD in the hands of doctors and schools, and explosive disorder, um, autism, and compulsive disorder. And it hurts because, like I tell people, if you would have asked me years ago, her growing up, what I would have thought all of this, what I would have thought she would have been where she is today, no, not at all. Um, and so it's like, what do I do? I'm having to make decisions right now with the doctors playing with me, and playing with this situation like, I don't want to say it like it's a game, but nobody wants to touch the case. So it's like I'm watching her suffer again because the medication is no longer working.
Mm.
And it hurts watching her do this. It hurts watching her not sleep. She doesn't sleep, I don't sleep. We go to bed like 7 a.m. If we have appointments, I get her there. Um, but just to know that a device, something that the doctors could have changed years ago, would have stopped all of this. But instead, they created it. And now no one, I've been fighting for 2 years to get medical records because no one will do an MRI on her without the year, make, and model of her shunt. I've gotten some medical records, but nothing that talks about the year, make, and model. So now I have this machine that is literally pressing down in her brain.
Mm.
I'm having to get CT scans just so I can keep up with how much extra fluid is coming about. And she had one in April of this year, one last year, and one the year before. And I'm just learning and looking through stuff. I was just recently told that her right ventricle is collapsed, and her left ventricle, she has extra fluid on it. Come to find out, this has been her ventricle has been collapsed at least a year. It's like, what do you guys continue to do to her? And so, by that being said, like I said, each doctor will send her to another doctor, to another doctor. They don't want to touch her when I begin to tell her story. So here I am now. This CT not only showed what I just said, it also showed that she has lymph node scattered across the back of her neck. Well, she has rods and screws in the back of her neck. So now I'm facing, does my daughter have cancer? Or does she have an infection in her body? So again, I'm having to make the decision that I won't put her through chemo. I've watched her suffer 24 years if she has cancer. I've prayed, I've cried, I've not slept, I don't eat, or I overeat. It just depends on what the day is. And that's what I'm telling people. It's okay not to be okay. I'm having to learn that. And me doing TikTok has been my outlet doing the battles, but also meeting amazing people. And because like she's had her moments on live, and I'm quick to want to mash that stop button for the live, like to just stop it because I don't want people to see her like that. But they've made me feel comfortable that it's okay. Nobody's there to judge her.
Right.
And I've been fighting now to get her to do university. Um, when she said, let's do a part two, I actually have a special guest that I would like to bring up for part two that could not come up today. Her story is horrific. Um, but I wanted to bring her up. She's agreed that she will come up. But her and her chat and just her and a couple of other people wanted to raise money to get her to North Carolina. But I shut it down. because I don't want people to say this is not real. I have family members saying, is this real when it comes to her? And that hurts because I have to deal with it every day. I have to watch it every day. There's not a day that doesn't go by my daughter doesn't suffer mentally. And just to watch how she went from, my daughter was 111 pounds when I first started the psych medication. Now she is 200 pounds because it makes her gain weight. No matter if we walk, swim, take her to go swing. But now that the medication is not working, she doesn't like to speak to people. She doesn't want people to speak to her. Um, Loudness just triggers so much. Even me getting my grandkids here and there, like I kind of play around with their mom. Like, what grandkids have their mother at their grandma's house? I I never have my grandkids by themselves because I don't know about Destiny. So she comes. But like I told her brother, Destiny is not okay. I don't know how much longer I have with Destiny. And I'm trying to tell people, if God is ready for her, I'm not ready for her to go. She is all I know. And I always tell people, you never know what somebody is going through behind this screen. I said that for years, every time I've done social media, every time I've done TikTok, every time I've done uh, YouTube or do a live. Um, I just recently started back talking about Destiny on YouTube because I had been judged. I had been judged that I treat her like a child, but my child, brain wise, is 1 to 5. How do you treat her like she's 24? I have to wipe her, I have to help her. She's declining so fast. And until you walk a day in my shoes and tell me that you can, don't judge me. But I'm not hiding anymore. My daughter needs help. These doctors done this to her, and I'm hurt. And I'm suffering from stress, and I'm just sad. I'm sad. I'm all of the above. I'm not suicidal at all. But when you see your child go through this, I pray every day that God heals her. And I cry and I beg. And Charlie, my kid's baby's mom, my kids, Lord Jesus, my son's baby mom. Her and I literally sat here last night till 4 a.m. I broke so bad and felt like I was just hyperventilating because of all the trauma that they've done to her. And how does the medical field think that all this is okay when I've been saying for years, my daughter's shunt, something's wrong with it. It's not working. Something, y'all say it's working, but something's wrong with it. And no, she's fine. And then as I began to think back, her last neurosurgeon told me I never had to bring her back, not unless I thought something was wrong with the shunt. Well, when Destiny started the psych meds, 3 months after, her eyes began to roll to the top of her head. It's done that daily for 2 years. I know now it's not the psych meds. It's the shunt. And when it happens, sometimes she says like she can see a tad, but to her everything is blurry. She gags and chokes daily. Um, I began to take her to a GI doctor just to see if that's something that is part of her Vater syndrome. All of this is recent. And the only thing they found was a narrowing in her esophagus. Again, all of this is her shunt. When I say she gags, she chokes every day, whether she's eating, whether she's not eating, whether it's soft food, whether it's hard food, it doesn't matter. So I'm back to where I started 2 years ago, watching her decline, learning new diagnoses. How do you learn when your daughter is 22 years old, she has cerebral palsy?
Mm.
She's becoming crippled in her hands. So I'm angry. I've had everybody ask me, have I reached out to lawyers? In the beginning, I didn't, because there's not an amount of money that can bring back what I've lost with her. But I have now, but no one would take the case because she's 24. And they
Mm.
said that all of this like stemmed from birth. But what about now? What about the shunt not being any good? What about her having cerebral palsy all her life and I never knew until now? You know, um, all her life I was told that if you hold your hand like this part right here is fluffed up, looks regular. Her hand is completely flat. I was told all her life that she had no tissue in her hand. Come to find out, I just recently myself took her to physical and occupational therapy. She does have tissue in her hand. So I'm having to work this up doing this to help try to bring it back. And the fact that she's had no help with cerebral palsy, he told me he couldn't help her because if he would begin to try to correct the situation, she would begin to fall. So I'm angry. But being on TikTok, I've always, anybody that knows me knows that I've never taught my kids that they're more one race than the other. To me, they're 50-50. I've always told them that. Regardless of what I like to date or who I like to date, they are their own people. But being on TikTok, I'm learning that in society, Destiny is considered a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I never knew that because I never thought of it as race. But now when I look back, and if it's somebody in my chat that's Caucasian white like me, I apologize because I'm not racist at all. But now that I look back, why didn't my daughter get life flighted when I thought something was wrong with her shunt? Or why didn't, you know what I mean? Like, why did my daughter get OD'd by the Children's Hospital, the same hospital these kids go to? Why did doctors OD my daughter? Why did I have to pull her out of water when they did that to her? So that makes me
Statistically,
angry.
ATL, I'm sorry. Statistically, black community is always at the bottom when it comes to medical care. We have the highest mortality rate when it comes to pregnant women. Mothers don't survive the kids. Doctors don't listen. It's it's it didn't happen. It didn't just happen 20 years ago. It's been going on since the beginning. It's just now people can articulate it more, and the situation has came up to where, yeah, in the hospital, in the world, that your kids are black.
Yeah. And
And
I
don't feel
li-
like that.
and I
Don't
literally
even
went
feel like that.
3 weeks ago to her neurosurgeon that we've been seeing for 2 years. I went, left her with my grandkid's mom so that I can go talk to him myself.
Mm,
And and he told me that he doesn't do this. Okay, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. He doesn't do the surgeries, but he will recommend her to his colleague.
mm-hmm,
So here it is, 3, 4 weeks later. I'm calling, leaving voicemails. Something got me on the Emory app,
mm-hmm,
and it says recommendation to have a neurological exam. I'm
mm-hmm.
like, huh? That's not what him and I discussed. Like, and this is where I feel like the games are coming in. Like, did you talk to your colleague and he said, "Oh no, I don't want to touch it"? Like, what happened? Because that's not what you and I said. That's not what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And now here I am again, like I said, with the lymph node things. I'm thinking my
No
daughter's
doctor's
gonna have to
supposed
go
to be
through.
telling you. First of all, ain't no doctor supposed to be telling you don't do that. If that's their specialty, they supposed to evaluate. You need another attorney, one that is going to, because no doctor's supposed to be telling you I don't do that. Well, why you
Yeah,
say you do it?
yeah,
I
he said
mean,
he doesn't do surgery. That he
but
sees the
if he
patient.
doesn't do surgery, that's fine. It's like when I hurt my knee. I had an orthopedic doctor and I had an orthopedic surgeon. My doctor didn't do surgery.
Right,
He was able to, look at my scans and what the surgeon did and tell me, but he didn't do. It's like if you go to an OB that's not a GYN,
right,
but he's still supposed to do his end. Which,
Right.
if you don't do the surgery, fine. That means you do the evaluation and the doctoring.
right.
So you're supposed to go, hey, well, bring her in. Let's get an appointment. Let's get her evaluated. Let's see what we working with, and then we can go from there. Nobody can. No, it's that's just like I might as well have seen Destiny. Shit,
Well, the
to
thing
tell you I'm
is,
gonna call somebody else.
he saw her. He have seen her because he even said the same thing that she's declining. She's very
The
different.
thing is, baby, the thing is that what the I what the fuck? I'm sorry. Doctors
Yep.
telling you that they ain't gonna do their job. What? Lawyers telling you they ain't gonna do their job?
I've reached out to 4 lawyers. No one would touch the case.
No, they're not gonna touch the older cases that they can't do anything about. Nothing that came from at this age, it would have to. You have to find a statute of limitations in your state for certain things, especially when it comes to civil law, because this will be considered malpractice and civil uh,
Mm-hmm.
and suing.
So, so can I? Let me. I'm gonna ask a question. I've been talking and I've been on mute, so God, I can't believe this. Um, I want this. Um, your daughter is it? You said okay. What was it that your daughter has? What is it?
All of her diagnoses.
Initially, when I think, what do they say is her? What? There's always a main issue. What's her
Right.
main issue?
Right.
I
All
think
of
that's
them.
what she. I think that's what Tisha's trying to say. What's her
Yes.
What
main
was the
issue? What's
initial
the?
thing that required her to get the shunt? What was the start?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Hydrocephalus.
So
Okay.
water on the brain.
Right.
Okay.
And the thing about that is, as you know how, okay, so she was born with hydrocephalus. So throughout the first couple of years, they were putting monitors in her brain and testing the fluid and see how much fluid she had in there, which the numbers were always up or whatever. And so they did not put Destiny Shawn in it until she was 2 to 3 years old.
So, so let me. Okay. Now, hydrocephalus, water on the brain.
Hmm.
What? Okay. Normally or regularly. When are they supposed to put the shunt?
At birth,
They're supposed to do it at birth.
or not too long after birth, yes.
Okay. Okay. Why do you remember why they waited so long?
Back then, how they explained it to me
Hmm.
was her body was so little. She was 4 pounds, 13 ounces. But like I said, knowing everything that I know now, it could have happened. She
Okay.
wouldn't have even been
So,
mentally
so,
delayed,
so
probably.
they explained that to you. Do you have that in writing? Is that what they said?
If you go back, like, and look at some of the medical records that I got, um, it says that they spoke to the parents of Destiny and explained that right now They're not going to put the shunt in, but will continue to monitor the fluid. And
Okay.
again, I knew nothing about all of this. I'm not going to say, because I was like 23.
You're young. You did not know this is. Well, listen, stop blaming yourself. Okay, you did not know. You don't know. You understand what I'm saying? We understand that. You don't have to explain that because these are the professionals. We put our respect in them, and we respect that they're going to give us the right information and lead
Yeah.
us in as best of a direction as possible. Okay, so it had nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
You
you don't.
there,
Yeah.
you ask a lot of questions, you have the documentation. Now, let me go on from that documentation to, okay, 2 years old. She then received her shunt, correct?
About 2 to 3 years old. Yes. Three, I think.
And
So,
when she received the shunt, it, it was there progress? Did y'all see any progress? What did you see as a mom?
you can tell that the size of her head went down. You can tell that the pressure was going down. She began to look different, like a, no- I guess like a normal baby.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I put her in babies can't wait from 1 to 3 years old, and it was because of them, and that's why it's like I stay mad with babies can't wait, and then I thank them at the same time. It's like I don't know how to feel because it was because of them. They asked me, had she ever had a CT scan of her brain and of her back? I said no. Not that I know of in the NICU. They never, if they did, they never said nothing to me.
Hmm.
Um, that's when it was determined that she had fluid on her brain and she had a tethered cord in her spine. And had I waited any longer, she would have been paralyzed.
Okay.
And so that's where I thank them for it. But then I'm upset with them because from 1 to 3 years old, you can like looking now,
Hmm.
the stuff they were doing with her and brushing her arms and she would move back. That's autism. I didn't know that back then, but that's autism. My daughter wasn't diagnosed with autism until high school.
But autism is one of those things that, especially if you got other more prominent disorders, that you won't know it because
Yeah,
you don't know whether or not she's acting that way because she's in pain or because of something else. So
right.
autism is a hard diagnosis.
Oh, sorry. Let me get
You
that.
know, it it lays in wait. You know, under other things, especially if she had other stuff going on. I have a
She,
question. In your area, have you reached out to not a specific doctor or anything, but to groups that can maybe guide you on and try to figure out what you can do moving forward? Because doctors can't keep telling you, and doctors can't keep telling you they can't do nothing because that doesn't make any sense. And lawyers can't keep telling you, a lawyer's out for money. I love the law. I love it. But the reality is that it's one of the most profitable businesses. If they don't think they can make money, they're not going to do it.
right.
So you have to find attorneys that the money is not an issue. You can't just, with this particular situation, you can't call around the people who don't want to get paid.
Facts.
So, in your, and before I forget, because I will, I know that your life is about destiny. I know that your 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 is about destiny. But hear me with your whole heart. You need to talk to people. You need to take care of yourself. Because trust me when I tell you, when you go down, there'll be nobody there for your baby. And I
I
could have
worry about
said that
that.
nicer, but the reality is that it's not your fault.
Right.
You didn't cause it, and you spent your adult life trying to take care of somebody, not taking care of yourself.
Right.
You can't do that. You can't keep doing it. You can do it, but you can't keep doing it because you're not going to help her, and you're definitely not helping yourself. If you don't want to talk to one person one on one, find a support group,
Right.
other mothers and parents going through what you're going through, so that you don't feel alone. Because right now you feel alone.
I do.
Right now you feel like ain't nobody else in the world but you. You're the only person going through this. You're the only person that's ever had this happen to you, and nobody else can understand what you're going through. It's irrational. It don't make no sense. And when I say it, it don't make no sense.
And people get
But
mad
that's what
like
you
if I
feel.
can't come and sit at their house or if I can't go out and about. But I'm like,
Right. You need to find a support group of other like-minded and like situation people so that you don't feel alone.
Right. And whoever these people are that seem to want to guilt trip you, because you keep mentioning these people who guilt trip you, these people who are, questioning, how you're taking care of your baby. Who are these people? Who are they?
so-called friends.
Okay, so they're not.
Someone call some more.
So they get kicked to the curb and do start all over again because
Yeah.
a friend would not do that.
Well, they all tell me I'm a great mom and I'm blah 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 this and that, but it's they get angry if I don't pick up a call or if I go 2 days and they don't hear from me or something like that. They block me.
That's
Um,
not your friend.
It is not a
That's
friend.
not
I
your
don't know.
friend. You
That's
fine
somebody
until
that
they
wants
want
attention.
something.
Yeah.
Don't.
But
No.
what I have done, and I find that it helps me, and we're gonna try to because my trust right now with people and doctors, I don't have any. I'm just being honest. But what I have done is we're trying to set up this thing on TikTok who are mothers like me and like do little panels where we can talk. Some of
Mhm.
their stories are horrific. You think mine? To me, I think mine is it
Social media is fine. It's a great vessel, but I want you to get out of your house. I want you to take whatever time that Destiny is in a going through a treatment or whatever, and go sit down and look at somebody. Feel that presence and that weight in your life. Because social media is cool, the internet is great, but the reality is that you feel like you are on an island.
Yeah.
and so do these
You
moms. They do too. They
and
do.
y'all need to get off the island. Get off behind the phone. Find a place where you are to where you can physically see the faces, hear the sighs, look at the tears, put your hand on their shoulder. Understand that you are not alone because you can have 1,300 devices in your house and still feel by yourself.
Mhm.
You can be on every social media group that is known to mankind and still feel like you're the only person in the world.
Cause like like two of them, we like talk on the phone or we text, or if it's some days we don't even want to talk, we just let each other know, hey, we're all right. Destiny's going through it, or baby Nehemiah's going through it, and um, and we just kind of, there's no judgment. There's no judgment if I haven't spoke to you for a week or text for a week.
Right.
We
Exactly.
we know that we're really
It's comes a
because
time where, regardless of whether or not you have, you know what, regardless of whether or not you have issues with destiny or something going on with your house, there comes a time when all friends like that need to be gone. No matter
yeah,
what you got going on at your house. You mad because we ain't pick up, I ain't got nothing to say. I
Mhm.
don't talk on the phone. Ask my wife. I don't talk on the phone. If I'm here during the day, if I'm not on a live like I am now, or we're holding a discussion, I can go an entire day without speaking a word.
right.
Mhm.
It's
My
me.
friends know that.
And that's what I don't understand either. certain people know that when the weight of the world is on my shoulders, I kind of shut down. I don't talk. I don't do social media. I don't do none of that. I do what I do and I take care of Destiny. And they've known this for years. So for it to be a problem now, but I've literally been praying to God to remove any and everybody out of my life who does not mean me any good. And so far, it's been four people.
It's been what?
Four
Oh,
people.
4 people. But yeah, you need to reach out to not a specific doctor, but to a group that deals with severely disabled children.
Right.
And because if you go into somebody who want to get paid, they're gonna always have an excuse.
Yeah.
So okay, so if a person has cancer, or if they have diabetes or heart problem, then there's the American Diabetes Association, there's the American
Right.
Cancer Society, there's the American, Lupus Foundation. There's always an organization that's connected to a lot, various people's disabilities.
Right.
So, and these people function on various levels. So they have, financial help assistance and funds. Sometimes it's just if you need somebody to pay your bills for 3 months, they have that. The American Cancer Society has that. So that's the reason why I was asking earlier. And Lisa, was trying to hone in the main one. I don't want to say the main one, but the one, what I'm saying? That first. So there's an organization for that. There's an organization, where they will help you with, even lobbying to where is there anybody else in the country that is going through what you're going, they connect you.
Well, my goal is to get her to North Carolina, Duke University.
Okay,
I've reached
why?
I've reached
Why?
out to
Why
them
is that? Why is that?
because I just hear like all the good things like trauma wise, brain wise that they've dealt with. I have a personal friend whose brother dealt with them and he lived 10 years after the surgery when he was supposed to pass before the surgery because no one here would do it. But it's just
Okay.
Duke University. I feel it in my heart to get her there. I've reached out to them. I've got a neurologist number, a neurosurgeon's number. I've explained the case to the lady who answered the phone. Just trying to see like how much would it be for a hotel because I don't drive the expressway, so I do everything the back way. But either way it goes, it takes 6 to 8 hours to get there.
So
So my
there's St. Christopher, St. Jude. Those organizations will help you. They will put you up in a hotel. They will put you up in an Airbnb nowadays. They will put you up in a place where you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They do all of that. St. Christopher, St. Jude.
But don't she have to have the actual cancer? Because I don't know just yet.
Well, no,
Well,
it's
St.
see.
Jude is
Okay, so cancer. Listen, I was using that as an example.
Okay.
Okay, as a main, just to get you to hear about the American Cancer Society. This is St. Jude, and St. Christopher are places where if you parents or families have to travel, they pay for the travel. They have a place where you can stay. And myself and some of my sisters, we volunteer at St. Christopher's here in Philadelphia, and they have a humongous 3 or 4 big buildings where when families need to come and stay because the hotels are out of, just you can't do it.
Right.
They will make sure that they house them in, and they have rooms, and they have nice TVs, and they have a place, you can go around the city. They have a place where you can, they'll Uber you here, there. And what we were doing, we were cooking for them. We cooked them Sunday brunch, so they were able to come. We bought everything, the whole 9 yards. So there are organizations that partner with them. So St. Christopher, St. Jude is in most places, and I know in Durham, North Carolina, everything is in Durham, North Carolina. My family's from Durham, and
Yeah.
my cousin just so happened to be a high official there. I have colleagues that are working presently at Duke University.
That's
So,
what I'm talking about.
okay, you see how that works?
Yeah.
So that information, yes, to make experience a little easier, definitely. So that's one thing in terms of getting you there, in terms of getting you there and being able to stay for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Sometimes you have to stay, to after the testing, and then they actually acknowledge the fact that they need the surgery. Then you'll have to stay a couple of months for the surgery. You see, so yes, St. Christopher, St. Jude, they're excellent. And where's she gone?
No, I'm right here. I'm
Oh,
I'm hearing everything.
oh, okay. So I am Lisa and DC. You
Yes,
have this.
hello.
You have the sister's information, right?
Yeah, baby does.
Yeah, and I think it's in the email. I think it's in the email.
Um, Let me ask do you have like a write up of what happened from birth, of from birth until the very first, the first operation?
I'm just getting like scattered out things. Tip of my tongue. Medical records.
Yeah, you need to go to her doctor, pull up, and you need copies of you need copies of everything.
Right, and
You
don't tell
need
them
copies of
why.
everything.
It's just you don't have to tell them why. It's your right to have it. Don't let them get
Yeah.
you to, yeah.
Because I've been wanting medical records from she was born October 15th in 98. She was transported to the Children's Hospital October 16th, 1998. And I have been trying for 2 years to just get that. And when I say it's been a whole run around, other people in facilities have been trying to help me get it. It's been a complete nightmare. Complete nightmare.
You've been trying to get it from the hospital she was born.
No, no, no. To the place where the children's hospital where she was transported the day after she was born because she had an imperforated anus.
Oh,
So I wanted to see what exactly happened because I never left her side, but they don't let you stay in the NICU. There was a lot of times I had to sit out in the waiting room area until they would let me wash up and go back and see her. So I wanted to really know what happened, what test, what if they ever did a CT, if they ever did anything to determine that she had fluid on her brain because I didn't find out she had it until she was about a year old.
You need to get all all the doctors, all the medical information that you can get it. Have a file of everything that has to do with her, every diagnosis that she had, everything that you can get easily. And then we can work on the stuff that's harder for you to get. You need to, if you request your daughter's medical information, they're supposed to give it to you. So
I just did a
all of
whole live on YouTube a few days ago. I didn't show like her information, but I showed at the bottom of the paper where it says requesting all medical records from October 16th, 1998 up until now. It's been
so
2 years.
yeah, you need to do that, and they need to give it to you. They're going to give you excuses about what's missing, and you're not. The reality is you're not going to be able to understand it. So you're going to need to take it to a doctor, or a nurse, or somebody who can tell you what this means. You're not going to be able to understand what they put on it.
Right.
So,
You're not. So you need
so
to get all that information together that you can have, because if you want to take any legal action, even if it's old, because what they'll do is they'll say, well, she had it when she was born. Well, that doesn't apply because she had it 20 years ago. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you need to get all the information that you can get, and that you can't get readily. You need to find. You need an advocate that knows the laws in your land,
right,
in
right,
your area. You need an
and,
advocate, and
and
yeah,
an
and
advocate,
one.
and an advocate that knows how to word what you need and how you need to ask it.
Right,
Because I
right.
had a different hospital here, a lady trying to help me get it. She sent it 2 to 3 different times and said the same thing on there from 1998, October 16th, all the way to now, mail to mom, gave the address to the neurosurgeon that she sees now, all of that.
Yeah,
She's
you need
tried
an
to.
advocate that knows how to, because you need
So, so
you need somebody that knows the law and knows the science.
mm-hmm.
You need somebody that this is what they do, and you need somebody who is not going to tell you no because you can't pay them. And they do have programs for that.
Mm.
It just makes
But
me wonder what has really been
don't
hid.
wonder. Stop doing that. Stop wondering,
Yeah.
because it's making it worse. Every scenario that you making up in your head is going to make whatever you learn exponentially worse,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not going to believe the information when you get it. Because by the
Right.
time you get the information, you're going to be set in your ways, and you're going to say, well, this happened. Well, it took so long. So you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Only
It just
thing you
makes
need
me
to
wonder
focus
though.
on is what's happening now, and trying to get her situated now,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to get her to where you are comfortable with her care.
This simply has something that she just typed in the chat. If you don't mind, DC, can I read that? Oh, you can. Go ahead.
Check out some Facebook groups.
Risa said, check out some Facebook groups about your daughter condition. They have people that have been through this that will help.
Yes,
Right.
And Fruit Loop
And that's
said
what
those
Lisa was saying. Lisa was
Facebook
saying,
groups.
write that down. Right. Please write that down. There are groups that will, that are family members, who are like yourself and going through it. They will be able to say, hey, there's another group, a professional group that will be able to help you, go to the hospital and ask for the information, the right to know, and be able to use the right to know, um, the right to know law to your best
right.
advantage so you can get the information. Then what do you do with the information? And they'll be and I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to help you at the next step, the next step. But that's an awesome idea to get folks who have already been through it, and on YouTube, Facebook, a lot of the social media, and then be able to get with folks to help you hopefully navigate your daughter's situation and get assistance for yourself. Don't forget about you as the caretaker, and all of that, because they have caretaker society. They have caretakers organizations and associations, and they will help you. Are you a part of those?
No, I'm not a part of anything.
Yeah, you have got to take care of yourself. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is no thought process behind it. As much as you do for her, you have to do for yourself because she can't articulate how grateful she is for all the things that you do. And grateful and all that stuff is great. But the reality is you need to sleep, you need to eat, and you need to have some sort of peace to be able to deal with her to where she can feel your attention. She can feel your anger. She can feel it.
Yeah.
We said I'm a firm believer. Kids can feel the stuff you're going through, all the stuff you think you hide, all the stuff you think you ain't showing them. They can feel that. And even and it hits her different because she can't articulate it. She don't know what that feeling is. Your care and your health and your mental health is just as important as hers. I know you think you're doing something by giving yourself away to take care of her, but the reality is you'll be gone long before she's gone, and nobody will be there to take care of her because you didn't take care of
You
you.
yourself, DC.
You got to take care of you, ATL. It doesn't take anything away from her. Talking to somebody, sitting down, finding something. Getting somebody to help you realize stuff ain't your fault.
Yeah, because I
Getting
do.
somebody to help you realize that there was nothing, there's absolutely nothing. Now, if you were this magic, if you were a magician and you had a wand and you can flick it and change everything and you didn't, then that's your fault. Anything else, it's not.
Yeah.
You can't feel guilty. You feel guilty. And I'm telling you, you do, because I know. Because as parents, we feel guilty about the shit we do to our kids.
Yeah.
We feel guilty about little stupid stuff.
Because that's what I, continued. Like when I went and talked to the neurosurgeon myself, I asked him, I said, well, what is the stipulation with it being embedded in her brain? If it was to completely come out and we put a new one in, like, would she be a vegetable? Would she pass away? He was like, no, she would be okay. I don't believe that. It's
Well,
been
see,
too
you,
long.
you can't have somebody, you can't hear what you want to hear and not believe it, and then be mad when stuff. You see what I'm saying? You can't
I mean,
sabotage yourself.
I could see if it wasn't embedded and the bones haven't grown over it and all of the, then, and then the
But
declining
if you
that.
take it out and they put it in correctly, okay, let's look at it this way. I know it's the brain and it's a lot more complicated, but if you uh I don't know, baby got a car and they put her wheels on the car.
Mhm.
But one wheel ain't on there right. So it's making the car and the suspension wonky. And she don't want to change it because she's scared that, it may not come, it might have messed up something else. But if you don't change it, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not working, I put that it's not being in, if it being in there, if that's worse for her than it being out, then for no other reason than that. If what's inside is causing more problems inside than out, let that be the number one reason you do. But you can't be you
When
can do
you,
whatever the hell you want, but you have to actively stop yourself from being it ain't gonna help. It ain't gonna help. Nothing gonna change. I don't know what to do. We
But
do
it's
that.
like, how do I trust this doctor that
You
didn't even
actively,
tell me?
you just have to.
But
You
I'm
have
saying
to,
he
because the
didn't even
reality is
tell
you can't
me
fix it.
a year
There's
ago
nothing you can do about it.
that her ventricle was collapsed.
It might be collapse. I mean, the reality is that it. What's the alternative? Okay, what's the alternative? If you don't take the shunt out, if you don't do all that, what do you know for certain? If you don't do anything,
And she's just gonna keep declining.
so if you know that for certain, and you don't do nothing, and she's gonna keep declining. Wouldn't the bad part be not trying? Because let me tell you something. Not trying and her declining is gonna feel a whole lot different than you doing everything you can and her declining. Because once you've done everything you can possibly humanly do, when you have went down every alley, you have Googled every word, when you've done everything absolutely positively that is in your power to do, and the outcome comes to where one we may not want. That feels different than just sitting there hoping that it'll change by itself. And you're killing yourself with that. You're
I
killing
think,
yourself with that decision. You think that the making the decision to do something is worse because what if doing something happens to her? Well, if you don't do something, something gonna happen to her, right?
yeah.
Risa, do you want to come up on the chat? Come up in a panel so you can tell your story.
Wow.
This is
You
one of
know
the
what I'm saying?
hardest decisions that I'm having to make on top of, like I said, if she has the cancer or not. Um, because they would be like removing the skull or whatever, and just, it's hard.
Have you thought about all the scenarios with Destiny? I mean, all of them.
Yeah, well, I've thought about, would it make her a vegetable? Would she pass away? Um,
I mean, have you really thought when I say that? Because these are all valid outcomes.
and I need a real doctor to really tell me the truth. I don't
Yeah,
trust
but to
this
do that,
doctor.
they're gonna have to do
Here's
tests. They're gonna
here's
have to
here's what,
do some things.
but no, here's what's gonna happen. You can't. You have no choice. You must trust the process. God will give you the discernment as to when you listen and you hear the different people and what they're offering. He will tell you, that energy will tell you. In your heart, you'll feel it. But you have to, you have got to, you somehow or another, you have got to work on this thing about you not allowing folks to come in to help you
All
based
right.
on previous based on previous interaction with the doctors and all these quote unquote professionals.
But I'm wanting new doctors, like I said, Duke University. Like, I want them. I don't. The doctors here, to me, I felt like have done the damage. The damage is done. What they've done on their part, and I no longer trust them at all. Like, I want
Okay,
new people.
understood. It's like having a relationship. You go on to the next one. Okay, so now you said Duke, work on Duke. What are you doing to work on Duke?
I've reached out to them, said my situation. Um, at first I was trying to get it to where maybe they could talk to me virtually and I can explain everything versus, driving 6 to 8 hours, and then, they say they can't help, or, maybe they're willing to help and then drive back. My goal is to get her there, see if they needed to run their own test or do I take the test that I have, seeing if they're willing to do the brain surgery, or and get them to really
Who
sit
are you
down.
talking to? Who are you speaking to? Who have you been corresponding with?
I got her name in there on a paper in
You
this
don't have to
thing.
give me a name, like a department. What department?
Well, this one was for the neurosurgeon.
Okay, so
I feel like there's a step missing.
well,
I feel like
yeah,
there's something in between Destiny and Duke.
okay,
Well,
Does
only
that make
thing,
sense?
yeah.
Because
Well,
Destiny has
okay,
a
go ahead.
lot. Destiny doesn't just have one issue; she has a lot of issues,
Yeah,
and Duke can address all of them, not just the
because,
brain surgery.
right. That I
But
mean,
there's a
my thing.
step between there because you shouldn't be. You should be calling. Hey, I need an appointment with so and such, and then set you up an appointment. Period. Her doctor, Duke hospital doctors, they work just like other doctors. I made an appointment the other day for, not for me. Yeah, I made an appointment for me the other day. I was about to, I'm stupid. I made an appointment for me the other day. You
Right,
call, I need an appointment at this time on this day, and I'll be there. That's what you do. All that talking and chit chatting. Ma'am, I need an appointment to see this person. First, you need an appointment to see a counselor in the hospital or advocate, somebody who can tell you the directions you need to go in.
right. The advocate.
Yeah, you need an advocate. That's what you need. That's the
There you
step
go.
you're missing.
That's it,
You
Lisa.
need to find somebody who can advocate for you and to get you to the proper places that you need to be that know what to say.
right.
Right.
Because right now they're going to push you off because you don't, because you're not, I guess, I don't know, maybe they need a magic word or a password. You got to knock on the door 3 times, turn around in a circle. Hell, I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's one more less bit of advice I give you. Don't get stuck on Duke. I keep hearing you saying Duke, 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 Duke. Duke is not the only hospital. It's not the only hospital that's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if you can't get into Duke? What if for some reason you can't do the process for Duke? Now you've been stuck on Duke all this time. I need somebody to help my baby. I don't give a shit where they at.
Yeah,
If I got to get on the Greyhound for 24 hours and get there.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So you need an advocate to tell you where you going and help you get there. So that you can go, I need an appointment for my daughter for an evaluation. And this is when I need it, and I need you to set it up for me.
yeah. What they asked for me was a referral. So I reached out to the neurosurgeon here. So um, I'm waiting to hear back from them. I've called them again. So I'm because without the referral, and that's going to be anywhere without the referral, nobody will see her. And I asked could the primary care doctor at least give it if the neurosurgeon doesn't contact me back, and they said no. It has to be from like the neurosurgeon.
Are you trying to see this? Okay, well, stop trying to see the neurosurgeon. The surgeon is the last person you see. You know that. The surgeon is the last person. He's the last person that Destiny sees. Destiny's going to see 100 people for the surgeon. You need to get person number one that doesn't need a referral. The surgeon is the last person. The surgeon is it. The surgeon is the day that you go in there and prep for surgery. He ain't got nothing to do with none of the rest of that stuff. They'll send
No,
him stuff and all the evaluation that comes before that, they will send it to him and then he will say, you know what, I can't or can do this. But there's a person one who doesn't need a referral. That's who you need to be talking to.
but a neurosurgeon is like where she goes now, the one who
Right.
supposedly
But
doesn't do
you
the
need
surgery.
she needs to be seen by somebody. And there are doctors who don't do surgery who evaluate issues with the brain. A neurosurgeon is a surgeon at the end of the day. But there are other people before him. You need to find out who that is.
That's all I've ever known is to deal with a neurosurgeon for her brain with the shunt. No other doctor.
There's got to be something between the neurosurgeon, a nurse practitioner,
And
another doctor that works in the office that doesn't do surgery. Yeah,
and they want her to have a neurological exam. Well, if I'm correct, that's from a seizure doctor, right?
that's
She's
still not a
already,
neuroscientist. You need
huh?
somebody who deals with the brain. The surgeon is the last line of defense. You need the people that deal with it before you start cutting in your baby head, and they'll send you to the surgeon. You see what I'm saying? You need to get in the door. Say what? What you say, babe?
I was saying I think she had asked another question in reference to a different issue.
Oh, I don't know. Remember, my nephew had epilepsy, so yeah, he saw. Let me see. Who deals with seizure? I can look it up. I can Google it right here. Put my glasses
And
on.
that's the thing too. If she needs a supposedly neurological exam, that would be a neurologist. She's already seen one.
Yeah, she's seen this one. She can see 100.
But I'm saying
She can
they
see the
say that
doctor.
they say what she's doing has nothing to do with them. It's it would be shunt wise to see her
And I
neuro.
get that. I get that because they don't want to deal. The reason they tell you that is because they don't want to deal with another doctor's work. They don't want
That's all
present
of them.
day something to happen.
That's every last one of them. That's what's happening.
But you need to tell them, I don't want to. I'm not dealing. I don't want to worry about her shunt right now because she has other stuff that nobody's paying attention to. Y'all keep worrying about this shunt. If y'all ain't gonna touch it, fine. But there's another part of her brain.
All right, I want to welcome Risa Richardson to the live stream. Hey, Risa.
Hey,
Um, we're gonna answer some
Hey,
of these
y'all.
questions, and then we're gonna let Risa tell her story. Okay, guys. So the first question is, all right, poor mental health increases the risk for long-lasting chronic physical condition. Like, what would you answer be to this one?
I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
It's on the screen.
Oh,
Poor mental health increase the risk for long-lasting chronic physical condition. Like,
Yes,
is it heart disease, stroke, cancer, or all of the above?
all of them.
All of
Oh, I forgot Lisa know everything, y'all. Watch out now.
Hey, y'all know. Let me tell y'all something. First, I don't know everything.
That's
I just
correct.
have no life, so I read a lot.
You
So
gotta get
yeah,
over with. She one of them kids in school just take over.
I just said all of them. I was just answering it. I mean,
Okay, mental illness are very common, not very common, fairly common,
very
Um,
common.
very.
very common. That's
Very
correct.
common.
Suicide is the blank leading cause of death among people aged 10 to 24 in the United States. 24th, 10th, 40th, or second?
oh Lord.
Second.
second.
We going with
Second.
second?
I'll say second.
Okay, that's correct. Mental illness cannot be treated or can be treated.
Can be treated.
Can be treated.
Can be treated.
All right. Mental health is more than the absence of a mental disorder, only important for some people, an important part of overall health and well-being.
An important part of
Yes.
overall health.
And well-being.
Okay. If you know someone with poor mental health, you can help by reaching out and letting them know help is available, helping them access mental health services, learning and sharing the facts about mental health, especially if you hear something that isn't true or all of above.
All of the above.
Yeah, all the above.
That's correct. We got three more. People with mental illness are violent, true or false?
False.
True.
True.
What we going with?
True.
True.
Mm,
TC
That's
says
a
true.
It's
that's
kind
a
of both
trick
ways.
question because they can be, not always.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not really a true or false question.
But it didn't.
Don't
It
say
didn't say
false.
always.
It
It
said
just
people
like
with mental health, people with mental illness are violent.
Yeah, that's an always. When it says are violent, that means they violent. Yeah, that's a trick
I say
question.
false.
They
So you
gonna say
saying
no.
what we saying, y'all? True or
I
false?
say false.
False.
It's
true.
false.
God damn it, y'all got me going up and down.
I'm saying both.
I'm saying true. TZ.
False is correct.
Okay.
So
The
So
explain
thing
what?
why.
is,
So what are they?
there's a stipulation where people just automatically think that anybody with any kind of mental illness is violent. They're not. That's not true.
Right.
All
Right.
Some are
mental
and some
illness
are
is
not.
not a violent person.
But there are some mental illnesses that people are violent.
Right. That could
They
have
can
someone
be
violent,
violent.
but if they are being
No, no,
treated and
they
they are
are.
and they,
They
but
are
if they are
No.
being
definitely violent.
treated, but if they are being treated,
No.
that violence is not happening, right?
Well, no,
Right.
but that's
That's
not
not
what the
true.
question said. Hold
That's
up.
not true.
See, just go with the question. And it said people with mental illnesses are violent. And this is the thing. There are some mental illnesses that people are violent.
Right. That can make
Now,
some
we
people violent.
already know that if in the event that anything gets treated, we can always balance that, cure that, or manage that. We got that. The question is one, just one. Don't speculate on anything else. But it's still false, so I'm gonna acquiesce to the false. But I still say that there are, when you come to Philadelphia, okay, there are mental illnesses that are violent.
You're correct. You're correct. But
So
it's not that they're inherently violent. It is that the effect on that person causes that person to be violent. That mental illness, there can be 13 people in a room with schizophrenia. One of them is violent, 12 are not. It's how
right.
that mental illness hits that person. Does mental illness inherently cause violence? No. But we don't know how it will react to the brain chemistry of any person from one person to the next person.
I'm
That's why
I'm
they say it's
only
false.
going I'm only going by the very one-dimensional question. Cause I'm with all of y'all on all of that. Trust me. I live in Philadelphia. Okay. So I am just saying that people with mental illnesses are violent. There are some that are.
And there are some they are some that have medication, and sometimes the medication makes them violent as well.
Right. And some of them, if they don't take the medication,
Violent.
they recluse, they're not violent, but then when they do take the medication, they can become violent.
Absolutely.
It's so many
Absolutely.
different scenarios. However, I'm gonna be honest with you. On Tuesday, I was standing outside. It was election day, and I'm in North Philadelphia, and this lady was getting ready to come at me. Thank goodness for this Muslim brother, because I wasn't expecting it. This lady said, "Sandra." She looked at me and called me Sandra, and you MF. I knew I was gonna see you, and I'm gonna bust you in. And the guy was like, "Miss," he was like, "Sis, go inside," because this lady, she saw me, and I don't know who this Sandra character is, but she was ready to bust me upside my head.
You could have favored somebody that looked like somebody that did something to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The next question: half of all mental illness occur before a person turned blank years old. 14, 18, 10.
Mm.
18. Oh no, 10.
10.
That's
14.
incorrect. It's 14.
14.
Ooh.
Puberty.
Oh,
Puberty
yeah.
causes it. Puberty causes a lot of mental illnesses to people.
Is that
Hmm.
because of puberty, you think?
It's because once the body starts the physiological change, it kicks certain things into overdrive. It's like when we going, it's like menopause is turning down, puberty is turning up.
Yeah.
Oh
So it
wow.
will kick
Okay.
certain mental disorders if you have them. A lot of kids have schizophrenia and it doesn't present until after puberty hits. A lot of kids have bipolar disorder, or there's a personality disorder. I can't remember how to say it, but a lot of them hit because of puberty. And if it's going to manifest, it's after puberty. I watch a lot of TV. My bad. America, how much in lost earnings per year? Billions. 1,400,000,000 lost earnings. 1,000,000 lost earnings.
We have another question.
All of them. No. Take a pick. Any pick. What's the number? Billion. I don't know. What's the number? Let me say. These many.
Billion.
How much mental illness is caused by personal weakness, lack of willpower, a number of factors, including biological.
The third one.
It's that one.
The last one.
Yeah, it's that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and welcome.
We
I
can't hear
can't
you,
hear
DC.
you. Is it me?
Can't hear you, baby.
All right, come on. Let's welcome Risa Richardson to the platform. Let's so she
Hey,
can come
Lisa.
on.
Hey, Reese.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you
Hey.
for the invite, DC.
You're welcome. Cause I know your story. I've been there since your baby was. Oof, he was young.
Yeah.
He grown now.
Oh, don't remind me.
He grown. He big boy. Do he still like fries?
Yes.
I used to
Yeah.
send him cash app. My cash app been shut down, so I used to send him cash app for French fries.
Yes. He still eats fries. Now he eats two large at one time instead of that one small.
Oh Lord.
And it has to be from one place and one place only. McDonald's.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
I
I
it.
know
know the
that's right.
McDonald's fries be busting on the low. How they
Yes,
say
they
low
do.
key be busting?
Yes, they do. I was in the chat and I was listening at the mom talk about the things that she's struggling with. And I know my situation is not the same as hers, but I do know that the more you talk about it, it seems like it takes you forever to get to that place where someone will actually say something or guide you to the right place. It is possible, but it took me, my two girls, to be sick, to be out of school, and I had to turn in some paperwork for them and end up talking to one of the secretaries at their high school about what was going on with my son to find out information about um, how to get his information, how to get help with him in school with even though he had an IEP. So it took a long time. I mean, years and years of me going back and forth with the school. Why is this not on his IEP? Him having autism was not on his IEP. It's just so many, him having cancer and the things that he dealt with. How do you have a teacher that's there to look after your child when they're in school and don't know what's wrong with them? These are some of the things that I faced, and my heart goes out to the mom because I it's like I'm right there with you. I don't bear your full weight, but I want you to know help is out there, and I'm telling you, people that have caught true hell are the ones that's going to be the one to help you, because there's some doctors that won't give you the time of day. I'm a grown woman. I just turned 51 and I'm going through so many health issues, and I have seen a dozen doctors in the last 3 months and they all brushing me to the side, but I'm going to keep going because I'm going to find out what's going on with me. And I know you're going to find out about your daughter, but right now I'm not a professional, but from one mom to another, start with right now with what's going on with her now, because you'll find that one person that's going to go hard for you and show you how to go. They're going to find out the information you need from when she was born, but address what's going on right now, and all the other stuff will come.
Right.
There are Facebook groups that will help. And when I say that, it's not that you just, gonna trust. It's hard to trust people. It is, but you got to trust the process of that little bit of faith that I'm gonna go hard for my baby. I've been doing it. I'm gonna find out. But in the meantime, you getting help for yourself, because you're gonna be amongst people that have struggled and are still struggling, that can hold you up right where you are. You will meet people in your area that you didn't even know were there. The one thing that was helpful to me when Corey was diagnosed with cancer is because it was at the age of 3, and you're liable to get more help when kids are small. And we took him to a children's hospital that specialized in everything dealing with children. And the first day that we got the results that it was cancer, when I tell you I had a team, and I know it wasn't nobody but God, I had a team of people that came in and gave us information, gave us help, told us if you need help financially, we got you. If you need help, you don't want to go, you want to stay here with your child, we got you. Whatever it is that I needed, they provided, not just for my son, but for my entire family, my all 6 of my children and my husband. It was a blessing. And the information that they gave me by me doing YouTube, I was able to share it with other people. And it's just amazing the people that were out there with no clue as to how to get these services, because their doctors, the advocates that they had, were not giving them information about a lot of things. So you keep going. You keep going. Just like you're here today, somebody's going to listen. I know from my YouTube channel, it's not the same thing, but some people have had health issues. One lady had some inflammation, and she got to the point where she could barely walk. And by her being on the live, there was a lady there that told her, I can help you. And I gave her, they switched emails, and she came back to me and she said, it's been 10 years, but it took 10 years for her to get that information to where she could get the surgery that she needed to help her walk again. And they told her, she sent me the x-rays. Her thing had completely been severed. I mean, it was completely off. They couldn't believe that she even had feeling in her body, that she was even alive. So even with those testimonies, it's just a little bit of hope that things can change. It's about getting the right people. And it's not necessarily the doctors, because you know what? It basically, like everybody has said, is down to money. But you got that one that's not about money. You got a few that's there to help you in the way you can. So whatever she's dealing with at the moment, get some help with that. You can go in those Facebook groups, and they will, and you can just start to type. That's the freedom of that you can go and be open with them with what's going on, and somebody's going to touch, somebody's going to hit it, somebody's going to give you what you need, even if it take a little while, but you'll have somebody you can conversate with and know that, okay, I'm not by myself. It hits different when you can see that there's more than 10 people, that even if it's just 2 of y'all going through at that moment, it helps you in a different way. And I heard you say about the ladies that are around you, but there's a different level when other people can say, I live in this state, or I live in that state, and my doctor told me this, and I'm going to send you the information and you look it up. Or like with me going through, and I think it's perimenopause, a lady was with me live. She sent me information. She did the research of a naturopathic doctor in my area that I could reach out to help me to see about getting my hormones balanced. Somebody's gonna help, baby. Somebody. And if it wasn't for DC and everybody here, it's just the door open. And the real DJ Fruit Loop, my heart goes out to you, because this is what we need. And you're able to come on here and express your feelings and the things that are going on in your life. That's going to help somebody else that's going to come and read this later on. So you keep going. I just wanted to share that, because I was like, wow, I could hear it. I can hear it in your voice. I know my struggle with my son with school, and just how they kept brushing it off. And it took me going to a place called Cornerstone here in Jacksonville, Florida. Cornerstone. And they were just getting started. And she got because they wanted to charge me $1 a page for my child's records from the school. She said, no, ma'am. She gave me one page. She wrote up a letter with my name on it, and I had to sign it. And I took it, and they gave me everything that I needed. And that was the grounds for a lawsuit, because everything that was in his IEP that they said that they were supposed to do, they did not do. They were getting funds from the state because they were supposed to be caring for him, and they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. So somebody has dropped the ball where your baby is concerned, and that is why those doctors will not touch that, because they're going to try to hold up their colleagues, but you got that one that's going to go for you. You got that one that's going to do it for you, because they see the mistakes. They have read the charts. That's why they hiding it from you. That's why. They know the mistakes, and some doctors will not do it. They will not go back, but then there are some that will help.
ATL, you still there? Uh-oh, something happened. She lost connection. Yeah, Risa, you just gave some good information. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Like I tell people, you don't know what people going through. I learned some stuff from TC. You know,
Hmm.
I didn't know what the way since my mom passed, it just, a lot still is in my head and my heart. So and when she explained her situation, I was like, you know what, I might be going through mental health and don't know.
Hmm. I realized I was going through that, especially when the pandemic hit. For me, period, I think it's been my whole life. When I realized that I was adopted, and just going through the things, and I'm looking at my family go about life without me. It was something that I carried all of these years and not having anybody to talk to about it, and it started to manifest, not many years ago. And that's a heavy thing to deal with. And you realize that you have something that you're struggling with, and it causes panic, it causes anxiety, it causes depression, it causes all kinds of things. It causes you to stop trusting people, not believing in yourself because you feel like, you're a mistake, or, it's just so many things. Those negative thoughts in my life has outweighed the good, you know. But there's a turning point when you get to a point where you can start to see, okay, this was a lot, and getting some help and talking to somebody about it is what I have to do. And it's not an easy thing, because you got some people. I literally went to see a counselor and she went to sleep. I got up and left and hadn't been back. But if it hadn't been for the grace and mercy of God, I would have been somewhere cracked up for real.
Right.
For real.
I just talked about that before you got on the stream. That's probably why I don't want to go see those people, because like 30 years ago, I just had the bad experience, and it's just
Yeah.
like I don't want to talk to them. They
And
gonna listen.
I'm sorry, and I had wanted to tell her, like, I'm driving. I just started driving, but I heard everything that she said. I've heard everything that everybody said. Um, I try not to speak like with her with me about certain things.
Right.
Um, but I definitely heard it, and I think too, you know, it kind of makes me now want to look at the IEP for her as well, because she graduated in 2017, um, just from all of that, and kind of makes me want to look at it, because again, I found out in 2015, and so it kind of just makes me want to look like I don't think they kind of did the autism thing and stuff like that. I really don't.
We didn't find out my son had autism until after he was through with chemo and radiation. That's when we found out, when he started school. And of course, the doctors had informed me that, going through chemotherapy can cause different things to happen in children. They can develop behavioral problems, all kinds of things. They can lose the movement in their body. It's just so much stuff. So they were monitoring everything. And they told me, if you see any change in his behavior, please let us know. And when I did, it got to the point where I could talk to him and he'd be out like he didn't hear me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And he could be standing in front of me and I'm talking to him, Corey, and he'd be steady just, moving. And I'm like, what is wrong with my baby? So when I told the doctor about it, that's when they set it up. We're going to let him see a psychologist. We're going to get his hearing tested, and all of that. And once they did that, we found out that he had lost some of his hearing. And yes, he was on the spectrum, but it took that for him to be going to school. And he was only 3 and 4 years old. And they sent him to the office because he couldn't be still. I'm like, what? When you do that? Because, little kids like that, sometimes some of them are hyperactive. But going through that, it took until he got in, I say, third grade. So just imagine from pre-K to third grade catching it with the teachers not doing what they're supposed to. And just so happened, one of my family members became the principal of the school. And because her son had autism, she understood. So that's when things started to kick in and a change happened. And right after that, that's when COVID hit and he's been homeschooled ever since. But yeah, some of these things you go through like that, it can be in your IEP, but reading an IEP is kind of hard. I'm gonna say that for me. I ain't the sharpest crayon in the box, but still, you know what I mean?
Right.
So getting somebody that can help you, and like I said, even join the autism groups. Um, Whatever your child has been diagnosed with, join a group on Facebook. Go through there and read the comments, the post, and see if it's a great fit for you, you know? And it'll help you out. It will.
Everybody still here?
Yeah, I'm driving, so but I'm listening. Here in my county, you can't hold no phone and drive, so I got it sitting down, but like on mute so that y'all don't hear the background and all of that.
Well, Risa, I appreciate you, like I said, coming on here sharing your story. I appreciate
You
that.
too.
It's my
Leilani said,
pleasure.
"Yep, Rayana IEP is in them is a what she said. I can't see that
A
in them
book.
book, them
Mm-hmm.
darn book."
They
Yeah.
are. They are.
That's crazy. Anything else you got, TC? TC, did you go to sleep on me? What time is it? It's past my bedtime.
Uh-oh.
Anything you got, Leilani? We've been on here for 2 hours and a half. Hopefully, this will be a learning experience. People can learn about things they not sure of, and wonder why their child, or themselves feeling the way they feeling. This live stream can help people out. But anything you got, babe? No, you can. They can't hear you whispering. She be trying to give out her goddamn sexy voice. Why you
I
trying to
did.
give out your sexy voice?
Did I miss
Thanks
one?
you for
No, I missed
coming.
it.
You on mute. See, nobody hears you. Yeah, because it was noise in your background.
I wasn't doing nothing. I'm unmuted now.
Hey, listener, I'm unmuted now.
All right, thank you guys for
You're
coming out.
welcome.
Um, ATL, you can always hit us up. You know how it go. I want to thank everybody on the panel. I mean, I ain't got nothing else to say. I mean, if you need, don't take care of yourself. Prioritize yourself, and don't be. I'm gonna say it for my baby. Don't be scared to ask for help. Don't be scared to sit down there and say what's inside. Because sometimes we let stuff sit inside so long that it explodes.
And
Yeah.
don't worry about somebody judging you. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody going through something. They might not tell you, or you might not notice it. You got people. Don't they act like they perfect, but you never know what they really going through. So,
Absolutely.
so sometimes you just can't be just judging people if they want to talk to you about something. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Ask for help.
ask questions.
Right.
Don't be scared to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Ask anybody.
Cause I will ask. I will ask her. I'd be like, babe, what does this mean?
Yes.
Why am I feeling like this? Cause y'all, I be on here laughing, joking, cause that's just who I am. But in my chest, in my heart, ever since my mom left this world, it hurts. You know, and I don't know how to handle it. I can be sitting down, occupying my time on YouTube. I got 3 videos to do this weekend, plus well, no, I got 4. That I got to put out, but it's like that's like my little escape thing right there. And then when I play my video games on this big 75-inch TV, that's my escape game here. And she watching her TV over there, you know. But we in the same room and we talk amongst each other. But I wouldn't know what I would do if I was by myself. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't know how to handle this what I'm going through. but I still have my grandbaby, my
Mm-hmm.
kids, my extended kids, and I still
Mm-hmm.
take care of my dad. I just went. I don't know, understand how older people don't know they need new clothes. I don't get it, but I see what my mom went through with this. I called him up. I said, Dad, you need some new clothes. You done lost a lot of weight because Mom used to feed him so good. So, but he's eating and everything. He just don't eat like he used to. So he lost a lot of weight. So I'm like, Dad, I'm going to Burlington and get you some more shirts. He like, I don't need no more shirts. I said, so you want to look around like you sloppy? He's like, oh, okay, go get me a shirt. What if they don't fit? I can take them back. I'm taking care of him at the same time, and like I said, trying to occupy my time, but I can sit right here in front of y'all and all of a sudden I just bust out crying out of nowhere. It just hit me,
Mhm.
So it's like I don't know how to, you know, Lisa tell me, to think of this, all the good times and all the good things that we did, but it's still there. Even I can do that, it's still there. So that's why I'm saying you have to talk to people. You can't just sit back and let it sit there. Because I notice when it sits there, the longer it sits, the worse it gets, you know,
Yeah.
and ask for help.
It, if you don't mind, Lisa and DC, I just wanted to add this because I have to take the political route because a lot of our hospitals, research, and research institutions, research agencies, nonprofit agencies, those that help to advocate, etc. They are usually most of the time funded by your elected officials. There's
Right.
they get us there's monies and budgets that are approved by government tax-paying dollars that that the government allows this particular hospital to be a trauma that to have a trauma center included. So they have a trauma center that's money that was given to this particular hospital for that particular reason. And if anything happens, the government can be your senator, your governor, your elected officials can be called and can you can report into them as well because
Right.
those tax paying dollars were supposed to be accounted for. Okay, so just always remember, I mean, I'm not saying that is it going to answer all of the all of the different things that are going on in your life. No, but I just want to say that there's a place for you to go if you have any questions. If you want to report, you can definitely report into those people because they're the ones that actually give the money to these institutions. And if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or if you feel as though that there was a step or two or three missing, then go to your elected officials.
I went somewhere. Where happened? Sure.
I appreciate that, TC, with that good information.
Mhm.
You know,
Yes, just
Well, I just want to say again, thank you, Leilani, for being in my live that night and reaching out to DC Kool-Aid and Lisa for me and everybody that has came up on the panel and that's been on the chat.
Mhm.
Um, you know, it means a lot to me to, have you guys open this up as a panel for a situation like this so that we can see again you think that everybody on the panel is okay, but you don't know that you guys are all dealing with something and dealing with something in your own way,
Mhm.
so I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to continue to do and fight um, with everything in me. Like I said, I do have a part two. It'll just be if you don't mind. She's welcome to come up on a weekend, if that's okay with y'all. So she's the only one that I would have come up now. Let's everybody wanted to come back up or whatever. But I met her through TikTok. But she okay, 1 second. And she was gonna come up today, but I really think that number one, her story needs to be heard, but two, um, I feel like I feel like she understands a lot about the depression and all of that. Yeah, I gotta go back around. They're gonna turn the light back on. And so if y'all are okay with that, I will let her know. And if it's a Saturday or a Sunday that is good for you guys, um, you know, then just let me know. Because hers was actually a murder case,
Mm.
and just through her son. And I love her now like she is my family. And the love that she's shown my daughter, just period, when she has her moments and I'm live, um, it's just all the respect in the world. So when I say panic and anxiety and depression and just all of that, you know, so I hope you guys don't mind if she comes up and, you know, y'all just let me know and we could set something up. But again, I thank all of y'all for
No
just
problem,
allowing for
ATL.
tonight.
Yeah, when Leilani told me about it, I was like, okay. I had to find a day that I wasn't busy. I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah,
I got something to do this day, that day, Saturday, Sunday. So I said, all right,
right.
we can do Friday evening.
Okay.
So you just gotta let me know advance, cause I don't
Well,
know,
she
the
well
weather
she
getting
said
warmer.
Saturdays and Sundays work for her.
Okay. All right. Well, not tomorrow. Yeah, but
Right.
let me know advance, then I can put it in. All right, babe. I'm about to kick you off so I don't have no feedback.
All right, bye y'all.
All right, bye, Miss Lisa. Bye, DC. I'm gonna go. Thank you for asking me. And anything that I can do for the sister, if in the event that Duke University is, somewhere where you may wind up in Durham, North Carolina, make sure I know I can help.
She can help you.
Hmm.
Any kids going to college, she can help you.
TC, are you
Thank
on
you, DC.
Instagram?
All right. Hmm.
TC has a YouTube channel. TC, you got Instagram?
No, I do not.
She on YouTube.
Are you on Facebook?
No.
She's not a social
'Cause
media
that's
person.
where Karen. That's what I was saying. I'm not sorry. That's where ATL Shorty is. You can talk to her on either one of them. Because you can't really talk on Facebook. I'm on YouTube no more.
True. Very true.
Used to be able to, but that's not a
Hmm.
thing no more.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm gonna
All
get
right
out of
now.
here.
I'm on TikTok mainly. That's what I do, and that's where people can find me at and message me and talk to me and all of that. And I do lives and all of that.
What's your TikTok name?
Um, it's ATL Shorty Child 75.
You
That's
better
the one I
type that
go
in.
to.
Oh, you can't type. Somebody type that for her. Don't you type shit.
I can't type right now.
Don't type nothing, girl. We don't want to witness nothing. Don't do it.
Oh gosh.
You got it, Leilani. What's up,
Hold on, I gotta
Nelly?
find the right
Everybody in
one.
speak to Demetra,
Yeah, I have
Demetri.
two. So that's my backup. I go live on that one
That's
all the
backup. I
time.
thought you said 75. That's not it.
I
Yes,
say
that's it.
75.
That's it. I have two. It confuses people.
Ooh. ATL Shawty. SHAWTY. Child boo.
Come on, girl. She free advertising. Ain't you driving? Put that goddamn phone down. Put that phone
Okay,
down. We don't want to witness nothing.
I got you. It says private. Okay.
She's not listening. Hey, Tia, ain't you driving?
Yes, I put it down.
You getting us in trouble. I enjoy y'all today. Like I said, I hope everybody have a good weekend. Be safe. How you say, be safe on these streets. With
Mm-hmm.
ATL out there driving.
I'm stopped now.
Okay. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll see y'all later. Y'all stay blessed.
You too, DC.
All right, thank y'all.
Y'all take it easy.
Have a good one. Bye
Don't
bye.
forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And we out. Ain't we out, Leilani? We gone.